Okay, guys, we are going to weave our scarves for our polar bears. Here's just an example, and I'm going to be honest with you. Um, I actually am terrible at weaving. Like, it's one of the worst things I ever can do in my life. I used to cry about it. In art class, I never liked weaving time, but I think this is a super easy way, and I cannot wait to teach you because I felt like, whoa, I did something really amazing when I made my tiny little scarf just like this, which is kind of cool because you can make it a bracelet, you can make it a scarf, all kinds of things. So at home, I have sent you some straws. Um, you guys have yellow string, so you're going to need 4 pieces of yellow string, 4 straws, a pair of scissors, and some good old Scotch tape. Okay, so go get those materials, make sure you have them, and we're going to meet back and start warping we're going to call this our loom, our straw loom to weave. Okay, so this is pretty much, I'm going to show you close, a warped loom. If you notice, I have taped and I have put the string through my straw. Here are some ways you can do it. You guys are lucky because your straws are a little bit better than the ones I have at my house. Mine are paper. Yours are a lot easier. And so you're going to just be able to kind of just push it down. And it should go right through. Mine's taking a little bit longer because I have a longer straw and it's paper. It's not as good as yours. So keep on pushing it through. And look, I have it coming right through. I'm going to take a little piece. It's kind of like the tail, just like that. And I'm going to take a piece of tape. And you can always have your tape ready. And that's a little bit easier. Take the piece of tape and I tape it down. Okay, I'm going to show you one more time on one of them. And so now I have 2 done. So I need 2 more, so I'm halfway there. So all I'm going to do is take my straw. This time I'm going to be really smart. I'm going to take the piece of tape, go ahead and cut it, put it at the side of my table, have it ready to go. So you learn things. Even I learn things as I do this. Okay, I like to make sure the end that I put in is kind of a great end. It's not frayed. And these are just to warp your loom. So we're not even going to really see these colors. That does not matter what your colors are. I'm pushing it down. Waiting to see it. Keep on pushing it down. There is a way where you can actually suck on the straw, but in COVID times, we're not doing it that way. That's the way I learned to do it, was to suck on the end of the straw. But I'm hoping, aha! See at the end, da, 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 right there. So all I'm going to do is bend it down. Take the piece of tape I already have done and wrap it. Okay, one more straw. Should we do it together? I think so. We should finish strong. Okay, going to be smart this time again. Oh, little piece wants to come with me. Take it, put it on the side of my table. And, ooh, definitely not that end. That end is like crazy. If you could see it, it's like, so we're going to use this other end. And I'm going to put it through my straw. And the cool thing is, if you have straws from like when you went to Chick-fil-A or any kind of straws, you don't want the bendy straws. You can always cut the bends off. Miss Natalie actually gave me that hint because I was like, Miss Natalie, I don't have any straws that aren't bendy. She was like, well, just cut the bend off. There you go. Miss Natalie's a genius. So if you have any straws at home, you can make it. I like to use 4 straws because I like to have it. Okay, this one's not going to do it the perfect way. And I want it to. There it goes. Just keep on feeding it through. You can use straws, party straws. We're going to see how I've never used paper straws. Paper straws are really in right now because they're better for the environment. So that's why I have a lot of paper straws in my house. Sometimes you kind of just have to do what you have at your house. You guys understand. Okay, see, I have the end. Yours will not take this long at all, believe me. Bend it over. Tape that end. Woohoo! We're done with 4. That was super fast. Okay, so we have all 4 of them done. 1, 2, 3, 4. And so now we're going to do our next step. You should have some extra yarn. But we're not going to get to that step yet. Actually, we have to do one more thing. Okay, you see how these all, when I lay them down, these are all, I call them the tails. This is just the end. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to do a knot with it. So I'm going to wrap it around my finger, Take all the ends, fold them through, and pull. And I have a knot at the end of it. See, just like that. It's good practice with knots because we're actually going to knot a couple of things today. So now they're all connected. Okay, so now pick what color of yarn you want to do your first color of weaving with. We're going to get to use all the colors. Also, if you have yarn at home and you like to use those colors, do it, okay? So go get your yarn. Let's get back and let's start weaving. Okay, so I have my two colors I'm going to start with. So we have our loom, and we're going to hold it in this. The hand that you write with is going to be the hand you're going to weave with. The hand that you don't write with is going to be the one that's going to hold the straws, okay? So we call it dominant hand and non-dominant. Non-dominant is going to hold this. So if you're left-handed, just do the opposite of what I'm doing. It's all good. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick the color I'm going to do first, and I think I'm going to do this coral color because it's pretty. And I'm going to come about halfway on the end straw that's facing towards your hand that you're weaving. So if I was left-handed, I would do the opposite. Just think about that. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to knot it, tie it to this. So all I'm going to do is do a simple knot. Pull it through. Once and twice. Okay? I want it to be pretty stuck on there because that's going to help me. Okay? I like to knot it. Some people don't knot it, but I think it's a lot easier. Okay, so we have, and then I'm just going to trim the tail right next to the knot. So you should have your scissors handy during all of this. Okay, here comes the fun part. And this is the part that you kind of have to get in your mind. You're going to hold it, kind of like if you've ever played cards. You can hold it just like this. I kind of want them close together. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to take my first string, and I'm going to go over this one. It's going to go over, under, over, under. Okay? And then back, I do the same pattern. Over, under, over, under. All I'm doing is making sure, I would kind of just want to slide it very carefully down. Over. Hope everyone's saying under. Once you get the pattern, it's like super easy and you can kind of not think about it. And if you're at home, you could even listen to some jams while you do it. I think it's kind of, now that I know what I'm doing and not so stressed about it, it's kind of a stress reliever. At first, like I said, I was not good at it and I was flipping out. Okay, see, I'm just doing the pattern. And I want to make sure I'm doing the pattern or it will not turn out. Over, under, over, under. Okay, making sure I kind of pull. Okay, making sure I'm going over, under, over, under, over, under. Pull it down. Over, under. Now, I bet you could do, if you wanted to, if you're really cool, you could do like 6 straws or something like that. But I like to do just a couple at a time because, like I said, I'm a beginner just like you guys. I just figured this out. You can ask Miss Natalie today pretty much because I was like, but I had a couple where I did not do it. Okay, see? So I have it really close. I'm going to try to even get closer so you guys can see it a little bit better even. I'm going to zoom in so we can kind of see even better. Okay, so if you notice, I'm kind of almost close to the end. I can probably do one more. I'm going to do over, under, and I'm going to see if I can get on back. And if you notice, I'm getting a little bit, and you might get close to the end of your straws. Don't worry about it. When you get close to the straws, you don't want to push anything really hard. You want to carefully just slide it down. And if it gets on the warping, that's what we want, which are the strings that we did. So just carefully push down, super carefully, and it will come down onto this. Don't worry about anything else. Okay, so I'm getting kind of close to the end of this. I think I can do actually one more. Keep on saying I'm getting close, and then actually I can do one more over and under. Push it down, and then I'm getting a little close, like I said, so I'm going to tie my next color. All I'm doing is I'm going to take the 2 tails, put them together. We call the ends the tails. Put them together just like this. Wrap them around my finger. Pull through both tails. And pull. So now I have one long string, but I want to I'm going to trim this. I'm going to trim it right next to the knot. Boom. All I'm going to do next is continue my pattern. Hold it in my hands. Over, under, over, under. Hoping you guys can see it. Over, under, over, under. Push it down. Wrap it over, over, under, over, under, over, under. I know it sounds weird, but the more you think about it, the harder it's going to be. I had to learn that because I was thinking too hard. But you're like, that's weird. You were thinking too hard. That doesn't sound like you. But I realized I was making it too hard on myself. So if I ever say I'm like, oh, I know I didn't do that right. I just come back, just do it right. Push it down. Wrap it over, under, over, under. And if I know I'm not doing it right, just like I said, and oh, sorry y'all. You know, I can actually do both hands. I'm going to keep with my right hand, over, under, over, under. And I'm going to show you in a second. I'm going to do this where you guys see me and fast forward. I just want to make sure you have the pattern and know how to do the different colors. Get it off of it. Like I said, I'm slowly pushing down very carefully. Like if I want to put it on this warping, to make sure I just push it down super duper careful, okay? That's all that we need to remember if you're pushing it down, which we want it to be down because that makes it tighter and not slip, and we won't mess up our awesome weaving. But we want to just do it carefully and slowly and thoughtfully. Okay, I'm getting close to the end of this. I think this one was a smaller piece. Okay, so I'm going to add my next color, and then I'm going to fast forward until I get kind of all the way to the end to show you what I'm going to do, okay? We're going to get going. Y'all are doing great. I know it. And I'm the fastest weaver in all the land. Just kidding. You know, it actually took me like 30 minutes to do that part because I'm still really slow. Like I said, I'm still learning. I'm just carefully pushing down as I go. Remember, push down carefully, slowly, and think about what you're doing because you don't want to mess up your awesome weaving. Also, you can always check out other YouTube videos if you need help with the weaving part. Okay, so if you notice, I'm at the end of my straw. Your straws are shorter than mine because, like I said, we had to have different straws. You guys have better straws, believe me. So I'm going to slowly just push carefully and slowly this down. You notice? Just want to make sure. I'm not rushing things. I don't want it to do it when it's not ready to go down there. All I'm doing is pushing it slowly and carefully. See how it's going on the warping? So it's not on the straws as much. So actually, I might push it all the way on there. So when I'm done, I'm going to pretend I'm going to do one last loop. Over, under, over, under. Okay? So now I have my last stitch right here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to carefully push my scarf when I'm ready. You don't have to be ready like now. I'm just showing you so we can get on the same page. Slowly just pulling it down, the warping, off the straws. Okay. Since I have this top, just carefully just pull it out. I'm going to go ahead and tie my last tail, which is right here, is green. I'm going to go ahead and tie it around. I'm going to knot it. Hold on, I'm going to pull it a little bit on the warping. I'm just going to make a quick knot. I don't want this to come apart at the top. I've had that happen. You can ask Miss Natalie. Okay, so if we want to get it off the loom, like we have this awesome scarf or bookmark or whatever we want, We want this off. So what we're going to do is we're just going to take our scissors, clip the top of our loom. So all we're going to do is make sure we tie our last color around our strands. Go. Do one little quick knot underneath. Like I said, knotting is important. If you need help with it, I'm sure you can find someone in your house to help you with this. It's always fun to help somebody. Okay, so now I want to make sure I tie these ends, just like how I did the other end. And then I can just trim whatever I want to. Since you can see kind of the knots where I tied them, I'm just going to make sure. Just trim anything I want. Like if I want to trim up here, I can, as long as I don't trim underneath that knot. If I trim underneath that knot, what's going to happen? It's going to pull apart, isn't it? So I have made an amazing weaving with just straws. Okay, so all I want you to make sure you remember is to do over, under, over, under, over, under, okay? Cannot wait to see what you're doing. You can make bookmarks. You can make bracelets. Like, look how cool this bracelet is. You guys are like, that's super cool. We can't see it, but it looks really cool. But this is going to go on around the neck of our polar bear as his really cool scarf that you knitted yourself for him. Okay, amazing work. I'm really proud of y'all. See you soon.